Hello friends, welcome back to another video. আজি মই আপোনালোকৰ ওচৰত আছো উপস্থিত হৈ ক্লাছ 10ৰ এটি পাঠৰ প্ৰশ্ন উত্তৰ লৈ পাঠটি হৈছে ইংলিছ বিষয়ৰ ম্যাডাম ৰাইডস দ্য বাছ। এই পাঠটিৰ লেখকজনৰ নাম হৈছে ভাল্লিকানন যিজন বিখ্যাত এজন তামিল ৰাইটাৰ। তেখেতে ইংৰাজী ভাষাত বহুত বিভিন্ন ধৰণৰ গদ্য আৰু উপন্যাস আৰু কিতাপসমূহ লিখিছে। তেখেতৰে এখন পাঠৰ পৰা কিছুমান অংশ লোৱাৰ পাছত ইয়াতে আপোনালোকৰ কাৰণে প্ৰস্তুত কৰা হৈছে ম্যাডাম ৰাইডস দ্য বাছ নামৰ পাঠটি। ফ্ৰেণ্ডছ, পলম নকৰাকৈ আমি আৰম্ভ কৰিছোঁ প্ৰথম প্ৰশ্নৰ উত্তৰ বিচাৰি। প্ৰশ্ন উত্তৰখিনি মই কম্প্ৰিহেনশ্যন চেকৰ পৰা কৰি দিছোঁ ফ্ৰেণ্ডছ। আপোনালোকে কম্প্ৰিহেনশ্যন চেকৰ পৰা যদি পঢ়ে তেনেহ'লে এই পাঠটোৰ প্ৰশ্নখিনি সোধাৰ লগে লগে পাঠৰ উত্তৰখিনি যদি আপোনালোকে চায় তেনেহ'লে গোটেই পাঠটো আপোনালোকে বুজিবলৈ কাৰণে বহুত সহজ আৰু উজু হৈ পৰিব। প্ৰথম প্ৰশ্নটো আপোনালোকে চাওক, হোৱাট ৱাজ ভাল্লিজ ফেভৰেট পাছ টাইম? এনচাৰ হ'ব ফ্ৰেণ্ডছ, ভাল্লিজ ফেভৰেট পাছ টাইম ৱাজ ষ্টেণ্ডিং ইন দ্য ফ্ৰণ্ট অফ দ্য ডোৰৱে অফ আৰ হাউচ watching what was happening in the streets outside. দ্বিতীয় নম্বৰ প্ৰশ্ন হৈছে ফ্ৰেণ্ডছ, what was a source of unending joy for Valli? What was her strongest desire? প্ৰথম প্ৰশ্নটোৰ উত্তৰ হৈছে, একেটা প্ৰশ্নৰ মাজত দুটা ভাগ আছে। প্ৰথম প্ৰশ্নটোৰ উত্তৰ দিছোঁ মই ফ্ৰেণ্ডছ, the bus that traveled between her village and the nearest town passed through her street each hour, once going to the town and once coming back. The sight of the bus filled with a new set of passengers each time was a source of unending joy for Valli. এয়া হৈছে প্ৰথম প্ৰশ্নটিৰ উত্তৰ। এতিয়া একেটাই প্ৰশ্ন নম্বৰ 2ৰ প্ৰশ্নটিৰ দ্বিতীয় ভাগৰ উত্তৰ মই লিখি দিছোঁ ফ্ৰেণ্ডছ। আপোনালোকে চাওক, watching the bus day after day, a strong desire crept into her head and grew stronger each day. Was a bus ride on that very same bus, even just for once. এয়া হৈছে দ্বিতীয় নম্বৰ প্ৰশ্নটিৰ উত্তৰ। Now friends, let us move on to question number 3. Third question, what did Valli find out about the bus journey? How did she find out these details? Valli picked up various small details about the journey, listening to the conversations between her neighbors and peoples who regularly traveled on the bus, such as the fare of the bus was 30 paise for one way, and she understood it was very costly. Also, the town was 6 miles away from her village. The bus took 45 minutes to reach the town. On reaching the town, if she stayed in her seat and paid another 30 paise, she could return home on the same bus, which meant that she could take the 1 o'clock afternoon bus, reach the town at 45 and be back home by 2:45. Friends, next প্রশ্নটির উত্তর, she listened to the conversation between her neighbors and people who regularly use the bus, and she asked a few important questions here and there over many days and months, and as such Valli got to know all those details. Now friends, question number 4, what do you think Valli was planning to do? Answer of our friends, Valli was planning and calculating the bus fare as she was trying her best to fulfill her strongest desires of taking a trip to the town 6 miles away from the village on the very same bus. Another question friends, why does the conductor called Valli madam? The conductor called Valli madam as he was very jolly person by nature and was very fond of joking. Also, the bus had only 6 or 7 passengers that day, which caused the conductor to relax a bit and enjoy light-hearted moment with Valli. Next question, friends. Why does Valli stand up on the seat? What does she know? Sorry, what does she see now? Valli was amazed with how beautiful the new bus was. It had an outside paint which was colored in white, along with some green stripes at the sides. The overhead bars inside the bus shone like silver. There was a beautiful clock. The seats were soft and luxurious. Valli was enjoying everything through her eyes. She wanted to peek outside the window, but her view was cut off by a canvas blind that covered the lower part of the window, which made her stand up on the seat and continue to look outside over the blind. একে প্ৰশ্নটিৰ নেক্সট পাৰ্ট বা দ্বিতীয় অংশ যিখন আছে ইয়াৰ উত্তৰখিনি হৈছে ফ্ৰেণ্ডছ পেৰাগ্ৰাফ চেঞ্জ কৰি আপোনালোকে লিখিব যেনেকৈ মই লিখিছোঁ দ্য বাছ ৱাজ ট্ৰেভেলিং থ্ৰু অব্লিক আপোনালোকে আৰু এটা শব্দ ব্যৱহাৰ কৰিব পাৰিব এলং দ্য বেংক অফ এ কেনাল দ্য ৰোড ৱাজ ভেৰি নেৰো অন both sides there was the canal, and beyond it there were palm trees, grasslands, distant mountains, and the blue skies. On the other side was a deep ditch and 10 acres and acres of green fields as far as one could see. তাৰ পিছৰ প্ৰশ্নটো হৈছে ফ্ৰেণ্ডছ what does Valli tell the elderly man when she calls her a child? Valli told the elderly man, who was in turn very concerned for her, in an annoyed tone, that she was not a child and that she had paid the full fare of 30 paise, just like everyone else traveling on the bus. Moving on to another question, friends. Why did Valli want to make friends with the elderly woman? Valli was found that the elderly woman was repulsive. She had big holes in her earlobes and was wearing ugly earrings. Her mouth was overflowing the betel nut juice, which looked to have spilled over her lips at any time. Also, it was smelling really bad. She lectured Valli throughout the journey instead of just letting Valli just enjoy the moment. All this resulted into Valli disliking the elderly woman from the moment she came and sat beside her. Another question, friends. How did Valli save up money for her first journey? Was it easy for her? Valli saved each little penny that she had with utmost care and planning, painstakingly resisting her temptations to buy peppermints, toys, balloons, and many more items, till the time she saved a total of 60 paise. It was very difficult and painful as she resisted herself from all her favorite items. The problem grew stronger that day when a fair was happening at the village, where she again controlled her longings to take a ride on the merry-go-round with full determination, even though she had the money. Next question, friends. What did Valli see on her way that made her laugh? The bus was traveling in its full might, passing everything that came on the road. All of a sudden, Valli clapped as she saw a young cow with her tail high in the air was running very fast right in the middle of the road and in front of the bus. The bus slowed down and the driver sounded the horn loudly again and again. The more the driver looked, the more the driver honked, the faster the cow galloped again in front of the bus. All this made Valli laugh her heart out, as she found it very funny. Valli was dumbstruck by the sights and the sounds she experienced on her journey. All of a sudden, the bus stopped and everyone on it got off at the bus station. But upon asking, refused to get down, as she was traveling for the first time on her own, and she feared that if she got down the bus could leave her, and she didn't want to miss her ride back home. এয়া হৈছে উত্তৰ প্ৰশ্নটি মই কৈ দিছোঁ ফ্ৰেণ্ডছ why didn't she get off the bus at the bus station ইয়াৰ উত্তৰটো হ'ব ফ্ৰেণ্ডছ আকৌ মই কৈ দিছোঁ Valli was dumbstruck by the sights and the sounds she experienced on her journey. All of a sudden the bus stopped and everyone on it got off at the bus station, but upon asking, refused to get down as she was traveling for the first time on her own, and she feared that if she got down the bus could leave her, and she didn't want to miss her ride back home. Another question, friends, why didn't Valli want to go to the stall and have a drink? What does this tell you about her? Valli was afraid to get off the bus as she feared it could leave her on its way back to the village, and she had 60 paise. She had saved 60 paise with huge pain and planning, and she knew that if she got off the bus to explore the town, either she could be lost and waste her hard-earned 30 paise on other things, leaving her with no money to buy a return ticket. All this tells us that Valli was very scared to get off the bus, and she was very matured and calculative, a child for her age, being not rich enough to fulfill her hidden desires. Next question, friends. Why does Valli refuse to look out of the window on her way back? Valli refused to look out of the window on her way back as she saw the same cow which ran in front of her bus on her way to the town, dead and looking horrible with all its leg and body parts spread apart, with blood spilled right across the street. And as the bus moved on, the memory of the dead cow haunted her, spilling water all over her enthusiasm. Last question, friends. What does Valli mean when she says, I was just agreeing with what you said about things happening out without our knowledge? Valli walked in her house and saw her mother chatting with her aunt on a topic, and Valli overheard them, where they were talking about things happening all around the world and how limited their knowledge was in this advanced world. This resulted in Valli poking her nose into their conversation and say through the lines that she agrees with what her mother and aunt said, as they had no idea of how fast the world was changing outside their homes and how fast Valli was growing up into a matured lady. Friends, এয়া হৈছিলে আজি আপোনালোকৰ কাৰণে মই কেইটামান প্ৰশ্ন লিখি দিয়া উত্তৰসমূহ Madam Rides the Bus Class 10 English Madam Rides the Bus নামৰ পাঠটিৰ প্ৰশ্ন উত্তৰখিনি মই আজি কৰাই দিলোঁ কম্প্ৰিহেনশ্যনৰ পৰা কৰাই দিছোঁ ফ্ৰেণ্ডছ মানে কিতাপৰ মাজৰ পৰা কেইটামান প্ৰশ্ন ওলাই কিনে যাতে কিতাপ যিটো পাঠৰ লগতে জড়িত হৈ থকা দিয়ে মই তাত লিখি দিছোঁ উত্তৰসমূহ আশা কৰিছোঁ আপোনালোকে এই ভিডিঅ'টো চাই খুব উপকৃত হ'ব আৰু যদি আপোনালোকে ভাবে ইয়াত কিবা এটা এড কৰিব লাগে বা ক'ৰবাত মোৰ স্পেলিং মিষ্টেক হৈছে বা ক'ৰবাত এটা শব্দ থাকি গৈছে আপোনালোকে নিশ্চয় কমেণ্ট বক্সত জনাব পাৰিব আৰু আপোনালোকে ইম্প্ৰভাইজ কৰি নিজৰ পৰীক্ষাৰ কাৰণে প্ৰিপেয়াৰ কৰিব পাৰিব কাৰণ দিছ ইজ মাই ইণ্টাৰপ্ৰিটেশ্যন মই যোনটো বুজি পালোঁ যিমানটি বুজি পালোঁ পাঠটি এইটো মোৰ ইণ্টাৰপ্ৰিটেশ্যন মোৰ আশা আছে আৰু মোৰ বিশ্বাস আছে আপোনালোকে ভালকৈ পঢ়িব আৰু ভালদৰে উত্তৰসমূহ লিখিবলৈ সক্ষম হ'ব এয়া জাষ্ট এটা আইডিয়া মই আপোনালোকক দিছোঁ চমু আৰ্হি এটা দিছোঁ যাতে আপোনালোকে পাঠটি বুজি পায় আৰু প্ৰেৰণা পায় আৰু ইয়াৰ এৰাউণ্ডতে আপোনালোকে আৰু এড কৰি আৰু ধুনীয়াকৈ উত্তৰসমূহ লিখে আৰু ইংৰাজী ভাষাত আৰু ভাল নম্বৰ আনে থেংক ইউ ফ্ৰেণ্ডছ